Good evening, everyone. Yes, that's right, I changed what I said. I'm sure that caught some people out. How are we all this evening? I'm glad it's alive. I'm hoping those black boxes on the screen are about to go away. I'm also hoping my chat is about to appear. Maybe we'll get lucky, maybe we won't. Black boxes are gone. Good. The chat bot's open, but there's no chat in it yet. There we go. My chat has appeared. Let's make sure I have not missed anything whilst it was waiting to appear. Best stream on YouTube. Smash like, everyone. Can't be a shambles. I'm not streaming. It's alive. Smash like, everyone. Why is everyone smashing things? Looks like they're British. And that makes things smashing. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Brad. Welcome. I hope you are well. In fact, I hope everyone is well at the start of this stream. Indeed, this does look like an i3 in front of us because, of course, it is an i3, along with many other projects that are planned for this evening and sat next to me. Imagine the absurdly stereotypical accent. So I'm sorry, Christopher, but I can only imagine things you say in your voice, sir. So yes, we are live, and whilst you may say it's not a shambles, that the camera is sort of charging, I was fixing the electrics to the lighting literally 30 seconds before we started the stream. So, the shambles of the week is beginning. Like buttons were meant to be smashed, not smashing them means you aren't allowing them to feel their purpose in life. I do approve of gentle taps to the like button as well. I'm just going to put that out there. So yes, I hope everyone is well today. So absurd then, at least. If you say so, Christopher. If you say so. Yes. Paint on the i3. We all know James wants to see that. So let us begin. With a nice bit of marsh umber to begin with. For a second coat, and in some places a first coat, because we may have missed them. Don't know how we did that. Must have been someone else. Can't have been me. So yes, how is everyone? I hope we have all had a fine week. Oh yes, that's what we need. We can't paint yet. Squire's not here. Something like that. Because of course we did discover one of the steps fell off last week. Or at some point when it's been stored in its box. So we need to solder that back on. Oh, yes, you actually have to plug the soldering iron into the soldering station to be able to do that. That is a thing, apparently. What was this about it not being a shambles, everyone? Doing well enough. How's everything going? Good evening. Everything is well, thank you. There we go. The soldering iron is actually on now. Started 4 minutes ago. Crikey, I'm home early tonight. Indeed you are, Code Monkey. Welcome. How are you this evening? I hope you are doing well. You know what? Because it's such a tiny bit, I'm going to use what's left in there. Hello UK Train Spotting, welcome. How are you this evening? It is absolutely fantastic to see so many names in the chat this evening already. It is fantastic to have you here. So yes, we are going to start by actually fixing the step that has become detached. I'm looking at that and hoping I can get away without actually using any more solder. Be good if I at least try and attach the right side, wouldn't it? Same as usual. Good, thanks yourself. I am very good, thank you, Code Monkey. After a day of playing with YouTube related things, wouldn't miss it. Excellent. That puts a smile on my face hearing people say things like that. So there we go, one step reattached. Playing in order to find out how the new update works. No, I've managed to avoid the new update this time, thankfully. I don't think it will be long now because they did try and force me over to it. I have today been playing with YouTube, setting up my daughter's channel and helping her out with her first recording session and then her first editing session. So she is going to have some videos going live on YouTube soon, which is a very scary thought. Oh, that's not looking so great. Probably should have checked that before putting it all away, really, shouldn't I? Let's actually clear the space the soldering iron's meant to sit in. That is still back there, so we'll bring that forward. That is our tiny little bit of white metal solder that is left from that first packet. Gosh, like father, like daughter. Well, in a way, yes. She is going to be doing Minecraft videos. Let's see if we can stick this on here to stop it rocking about so much. Amusingly, she did open her videos by going, "Hello everybody," which I thought was quite brilliant. She is obviously learning. Right, I think I'm just going to have to take the knife into the corner there to clear that bit out. So yes, it would appear that my usual opening is becoming the family opening. Right, okay then. If you've got any solder wick, much easier than using the pumpy thing. Unfortunately, I have not. I did have some. I do not anymore. Minecraft videos, don't think it would catch on. Way too niche. Indeed, Alex. Who's going to want to watch Minecraft videos, eh? Right, let's see if we can just tin this with a very small bit of solder. And then do the same to here. Well, that looks a lot better than the last attempt. Yeah, so we had a good time earlier recording her, well, we actually recorded her first 2 videos, which was nice. Oh, a Patreon link and a donate link have popped up. How very not nice of them to do that. Thank you, Alex, for dropping those links. The channel, of course, is funded out of my own pocket, and it is quite happy to accept the pocket of anyone else that wants to help fund the channel to keep the kits coming in and the builds going. The channel is not picky about where it gets its money from, as long as it gets it. Funniest Minecraft video I saw, parody lampooning the presentation style of the typical kid with a 50p mic. Well, you'll be glad to know that she's not been using a 50p mic, because apparently someone in the household decided once upon a time they wanted to do this YouTube thing and got some decent equipment, so she's been stealing that for the day. So the quality of the technical quality should be good, but I haven't actually seen the videos yet myself, so I cannot comment on them. But I would expect the typical Minecraft kid, to be fair. Right then. That has cooled down, so now we can get on with the paint. We'll give that another shake. If for any reason any of you would like to... Hurrah for borrowing a pro setup. Indeed, Alex. She's got the idea right there, hasn't she? If anyone would indeed like to support her, there is, of course, a command to link to her YouTube channel, where at the start of this stream she had 3 subscribers. So that command is !firstborn into chat. We'll get you a link to her YouTube channel. I've just gone over all that black paint I put on those last week. That was silly. Never mind. I mean, you have to start somewhere. You don't get professionals in any field without the grassroots, warts and all. Indeed. Indeed you do not. She'll probably have a better command for linking to her channel come next week, but I only set that one up about 10 minutes before the stream, so I wasn't really thinking about it. Who knows, it might even be her YouTube channel name. That would make sense. She has one more sub now. Why, thank you, sir. She will be very excited by that. She has seen a couple of extra, you know, before today she only had me as a subscriber, and she's been very excited to see new subscribers coming in already as she prepares to begin her YouTube journey. So it will indeed mean a lot to her. So, do we have any projects of our own going on this evening, everybody? This, of course, is the ideal place to share those projects, as is my Discord server, a link to which can be found by typing !Discord into the chat. Wish you all the best. It's a tough journey, but very rewarding. Indeed. It is a very, very tough journey. I myself am finding it a very rewarding journey. We are currently sitting in the channel's best month for viewership. Hornby 2721 class improvement, need to paint it. Oh, well. You know where you need to be then. And welcome to the chat. How are you this evening? Applying transfers to Engage Class 50 is currently adding Orange Cantrail to 50036. That sounds eye-strainingly painful, yes. Car. I'm working on my rake of non-prototype Highland four-wheelers, currently getting amazingly angry with train sim. Well, I cannot wait to see how your four-wheelers turn out, Christopher. They have been very fine things with the ideas you have mentioned about them. So yes, I am looking forward to seeing the results of that. And Alex, is there any way of being anything but angry with Train Sim? Is it even possible? Because I don't believe it is. I'm building Howard. I should probably come up with a better name, though. Yes, you should. And what, pray tell, is Howard? Is it something that has been seen on the Discord server? I don't believe you've mentioned names of anything on there. there we go. That is the umber applied to the body. Well, the angling and scenario went together fine. This one is being a word I can't say on this channel. Again, I didn't realise Train Sim did anything but be a word you can't say on this channel. I will at some point open the Train Sim editor and finish Kingmore off. Most of the track is in at least. Well, that's a start. Surely one could be ambivalent about it if one doesn't pay for it, for instance. Well, yes, I suppose so. I suppose so, James. Well, one could be smug about it if they paid for trains rather than Train Sim. So we're going to give the wheels another coat. The chassis I have already checked out and is absolutely fine, so we shall be leaving that as is. Before moving on to some other bits. Not been seen yet. Howard is a Howard. They're 8-ton shunter to be precise. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. I shall look forward to seeing that. As I'm sure you know, I do enjoy these things that you create. Of course, the same applies to the other creators here as well. Should really paint the ends of these axles. Otherwise, I'll put the wheels on them and go, oh, they've got a big silver bit sticking through. So as you can see, wheels and stuff, nice, quick and easy to paint. This can be an issue if you're painting them a colour that is very different from what is the colour inside the spokes. These ones being black is not too much of a problem, but if I were painting these, the inside of the spokes is black, so painting brown isn't too much of an issue. If I were painting a much lighter colour, you would need to try and get down inside the spokes to, otherwise the changing colour between the insides of the spokes and the wheel face really does stand out a bit too much. There we go. I'm still giving tips because this is of course an educational channel in theory. At least that would be the plan. That was the plan. I hope people still find it educational. But who knows? Yes, Alex, let me get the lid back on the paint. And the brush cleaned off. Go. One clean enough brush. And yes, as the stream's resident mole points out, hydration is indeed important. So it is time to get another colour out, because of course the roof is white. Well, you know, it will be white. Quite how white they were in reality is debatable. This one shall at least be starting life in white. Howdy, more working the i330, smashing, also working on my Lionel 2025 today. Excellent, good evening Max, how are you today? I hope you are doing well. So yes, currently we are working on the i3. We have just got a coat of umber on it. We're now getting a coat of white on the roof. Like so, and then we shall be moving on. Smashing myself. Well, don't smash yourself. I mean, I know we had this joke earlier about smashing the like button, but don't smash yourself. People used to be taken away in white coats. That was that. Exactly, everyone. I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed that. Meant feeling fantastic. Yes, we know what you meant, Max. We do indeed know exactly what you meant. But the way you worded it left you open for jokes. Smashed a mug yesterday. This was unfortunate. That is very unfortunate, James. I have too many mugs, though. I'm always worried one's going to smash whenever I open the cupboard to get one out. There we go. All the paint is off. So yes, that is the painting done on the i3 for the time being. Once the body's more dry, we'll get some more black on, maybe some cream in the cab, as the walls of the cab would have been cream. Once the inside of the cab has been painted, of course, these guys can go in. There they are, our crew. Our nice elderly Captain Birdseye of a driver, and our fireman with his Charlie Chaplin moustache. However, for the time being, they are just sitting in the way. If one smash when you open the cupboard. Wouldn't that solve your too many mug problem? Honestly, you'll probably need a few to smash to solve that problem, James. So, where have I put this? There it is. In fact, no, we won't do that yet, because we got a little bit more paint we can apply to things. Splendid moustache, indeed. Because, of course, we now have mahogany paint, which means we can bring back, from very early streams, the four-wheelers made from Linny's kits, or at least, you know, the bodies of the four-wheelers made from Linny's kits. Which shall be going into mahogany. I actually have a full rake of these, it's just these are the only two so far built, so there will be a nice matching rake to go behind a Terrier or a D1 maybe. In mahogany. These will be approaching the end of their life around the time of my layouts. So they would have just been painted mahogany. So you know, there's no need to try and make it look like actual wood. Because once they'd got older and the mahogany couldn't be brought back to life with just varnish, they were painted. Woo Linny kits, indeed, Alex. Woo Linny kits. Now these have been sealed with primer because being cardboard, they soak up paint like no one's business. And as you can see, even with the primer on there, they are still just soaking up the paint. So these are going to need 2 or 3 coats, I would imagine. These were, of course, made very, very early on in the life of the channel. And have been waiting for paint ever since. It took until Uckfield, when I could buy it in person from South Eastern Finecast, for me to get any. But as you can see here, even with the paint being sucked in, these kits are absolutely fantastic. They are definitely my favourite Stroudley carriage kits that I have had. And as we know, I've had a few. Seems an eternity ago, so much has been done since then. It does seem an eternity ago. Indeed it does, and it is so nice to finally have them back on stream, having work done to them. Have you ever tried Roxy kits? I have built Roxy kits, not of their Stroudley four-wheelers though. They are another kit I would like to add to the collection because of, you know, I seem to have a thing of Stroudley four-wheelers in all different makes. But brilliant, especially now they're being painted. Thank you, Harry. I do agree. Of course, if you are interested in purchasing anything from Linny, a link to their website can be found with the command !Linny. A command which showed up when Linny was here co-hosting the stream, and I have no intention of getting rid of. You can also, Linny does also take commissions for custom items. I have a building on Oak Hill that was commissioned specifically from Linny for Oak Hill, and in fact Linny's build of that can be seen on the commissions page of their website, so do go and have a look, because Linny's build of it was vastly superior to mine. Thank you, Christopher, for dropping the link there. That is much appreciated. I'd like to point out that as far as we know, Linny currently is not here in the stream, so I can't be accused of saying all these things for their benefit. They are all very true and very much my actual opinion. I do need to get some transfers for these kits still. They will be coming from Ian McCormack of EB Models, who occasionally passes through the stream. Ian's transfers are excellent, and so they will finish off these kits quite nicely. Hashtag not sponsored. Indeed, not sponsored at all. I should be pointing these things out, shouldn't I? There is no sponsorship whatsoever. All opinions are my own. However, my opinions are for sale should you want to offer me money for them. And if you would like to offer me money for them, you know where that donate button is. Or if you don't, it's !donate. Or it's in the description, in fact. So yes, we shall leave them to dry now. Give the brush a clean. Always make sure and clean the brush. I don't need to buy Gary's opinions. I have more than enough of my own. I was waiting for someone to make a joke along those lines. James, thank you very much for being the one to do it. It's greatly appreciated. No, unfortunately there's no donuts here. If there were, I'd have eaten them already. Yay, full break now looks like one. Excellent. Excellent, Christopher. Here we are at 9:41. We are 41 minutes into the stream, I guess. And I would like to remind everyone that hydration is still very, very important. No, there's no pudding command either, just the cake one. So I always mean to add these commands that you put in the chat, James, and then by the time the stream's over, I'm too tired to do it. And by the next morning, I've just forgotten. So yes, we also have, amongst our things here today that need working on, another Stroudley. This one is, of course, a K's one. I actually don't know where I put the other K's Stroudley. It may be on the layout, but it doesn't have wheels in it, so that's no help. What this one needs, first and foremost, is a floor. Resin dust in my cup of tea, so it's probably healthier if I don't hydrate in this instance. I believe what that means, Tom, is you need a new cup of tea. Most urgently. We won't wait for you. Exactly, James. Exactly. There's lots of flaws in it already since... You are very correct there, James. Plenty of flaws in a K's kit. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Such viewers will experience buffering. Stream's bitrate is 4.24. Okay, how is the stream for everyone? I mean, I read out the message for you there. You all heard me, hopefully. I'm hoping this is Streamlabs not knowing what it's talking about again. As we know, that does indeed happen. Little lag, jumpy, bit intermittent, fine up until then. I'm getting even worse numbers on here now. I only heard the message partially. Well, the message was basically the streaming software telling me that the stream's not going very well because of the bitrate not being high enough, so as a result, lag. This, of course, does not make me happy. It does now tell me the health is okay, although it still says the bitrate is a bit low. So, How is it now for everyone? It's been fine since that one little bit of lag. Good at the moment. Excellent. Hi, just signed in. It seems fine up here in Blackpool. Hello, Ian. Thank you for that. I hope you are well this evening. We were discussing your transfers not long ago. As I will be at some point needing your carriage transfers, which I believe you are able to get again, although not until sometime early next year. Right, that fits. That does not. I'll have a look tomorrow on the run though. Any problems? No problems. No, that's the car. Carriage transfers should be going to printers in Feb, but then back to me in about March. Excellent, Ian. Excellent. I will be in touch closer to the time then about my requirements for them. So I have quite a few four-wheelers building up now in need of transfers. And a rake of bogie carriages. So I shall need plenty of transfers for those. Of course, as you can see, this is the i3 that's been being done on stream, now getting some paint applied to it. So it shan't be long until your Umber Loco transfers are on stream. Hopefully also Stroudley lining and lettering for locos. Oh, excellent. Excellent indeed. I shall be looking forward to that as well. Perhaps I shall put my E5 on hold until we can get some transfers from you rather than making them myself. Right, that needs a little bit off the end, as there is a bar across the brake end that sticks up higher than where the floor will be sitting. Yes, other than transfers, my E5 is now ready to go, so I may hold that project off until those transfers are ready. That would be excellent to be able to do on stream with your transfers. Plus it would save me making them. You know, they're a right pain, aren't they? Just got to get the Raven Slaughter goods finished. Oh yes, I saw your post on RM Web about that. It's looking fantastic. I was definitely looking at that thinking, I want one of those. doesn't fit in with anything I'd want it for, but since when has that stopped me buying stuff? Although I really should get things like a Stroudley G first, as I actually do need those on the layout. That's a lot of glue. It is indeed. It actually came out a lot more than I intended. I wanted just a few dabs along, and significantly more than I intended came out. I thought, why not? Let's go with it. It can be lots of glue. Trying to draw from the etches in isometric protection with the resin 3D designs on the same sheet, looking better, and I'm trying to make the instructions step by step. Excellent. Well, I will certainly look forward to seeing the finished result, Ian. Should be absolutely fantastic. Stroudley G in the EB models range, indeed. Take that bit off. There certainly used to be a G in the EB models range, Ian. I remember looking at it several times because I've been planning on doing a G for quite a few years. I was going to scratch build, but I remember seeing it in there and thinking, oh, I could just get that. In fact, I already have a set of wheels for a G all ready to go. So yes, as well as a floor, we need some dividers in this carriage. Which needs just a little bit taking off the bottom. like so. Also needs picking up when I'm moving it about, because that noise is hurting my ears, never mind yours down the other end of the microphone. Seeing you paint the carriages made something just dawn on me. I'm going to have to paint teak. Oh no. Indeed, Alex, you are. For that, I would advise heading over to Matt Wickham's Bluebell Model Railway channel, where he did a instructional video for painting teak. Much better, it fits now. So yes, I would definitely advise heading over to his channel for that. It's a very good video. I will at some point be trying out painting teak, and I will be using his video to help me. Whilst you are there, make sure you like, comment and subscribe on his videos. Matt is a great guy and he's done some very good things on YouTube to help people, but unfortunately has now given up with YouTube because he doesn't seem to get the interaction on there, which is a real shame. I could just not do Aldersgate, it would be easier. No, you can't not do Aldersgate now. You are doing it, Alex, that is the rule. And there we go. Compartment divider the first. Well, that sucks. Yes, indeed. It's a real shame he gave up. Yes, it was, Harry. But of course, if you're sitting there and getting no interaction, no responses to your videos, I can totally understand why you would. Very much a shouting into the void situation. Is it because I feel like I can just not do it? No, that's not an option, Alex. I'm sorry. Did no one explain to you that not doing it was not a thing anymore? I'm sorry if you never got the memo, but yeah. Sometimes there's a need for a format change, and that's hard for most to do, indeed. It is, like the law, me having to do the Highland Railway is the law. It is the law, Christopher. And do you know why it is the law? You have to do the Highland Railway because there is a very good reason you have to do the Highland Railway now. And that reason is this 064 beast of a loco right here. So yes, I do expect you to be doing the Highland since I have got this for you. and I cannot wait to see it in Highland livery. Hyperventilate. A beauty. So yeah, and she'll look great in Highland livery once she makes it to you. We've got the paint here ready for her. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Thank you so much once more. Not a problem, Christopher. As I say, the opportunity was there. I saw it. I knew you would love it. I got it. And all I've had to pay is the postage. Which I believe was £3.22. You see, this is where I have the option not to do it. I have nothing for Aldersgate yet. I don't feel that's a good enough reason to not have to do it, Alex. Sorry. How does this guy get these bargains? All by being in the right place at the right time. Oh no, it was £3.55. Broke the bank, that one did. But yes, it is nothing more than right place, right time. In this case, the right place was RM Web. The right time was about 5 minutes after that was posted in the free to a good home section. Because let's face it, that would not have lasted long. Oh, of course, that's where I saw it. No, indeed, it wouldn't have. Exactly. I'll tell you, that's not the first thing I've got off of Andy from the free to a good home section either. He's a great guy. But yes, that must be where you've seen it, if you'd seen it before, Alex. So that castle, did you see the final winning bid? I did not see the final winning bid. I would be very interested to know what it was, though. Hello, barn full of trains. We have been going for 1 hour 6 minutes now. How are you this evening? It's good to have you here. Welcome to the chat. 2 hours still. Indeed, we have 2 hours to go. We are currently on the And Friends section of Painting and Friends. Just looked, it was 350. Wow. £351. That's impressive. As we pass over that 1 hour mark, I'd like to remind everyone, hydration is still very, very important. Also, like to say, I saw the website link pop up a second ago. So now feels a good time to point out that finally, after 31 live streams, I have actually finished building the website. There are detail pages for every layout on there now. There is a section for my commissions. There is a contact form. The website is ready to go. Good, thanks, excellent, glad to hear it. Flux. No flux needed right now. This is plastic. Plastic World, on the other hand, could be good. The umber on that i3 still looks a little bit damp. Hooray for finished websites. Exactly, Harry. And let's be honest, it's about time I got round to it, isn't it? So yes, we're going to chuck some paint onto the outside of this carriage. Plastic flux. And there is the website link again. Thank you for that, James. It's one of those things I really need to get in the mood to do. Is website building. So it sat for quite a while waiting for the last few pages to be done. They are now finally complete. Oh, and there is the donate and Patreon links as well. Yes, of course. Thank you, Alex. Say the stream is funded entirely by my pocket, which has a finite depth to it. However, you can help increase that with the donate and Patreon links. Of course, donate leaves a one-off donation. The Patreon allows you to set up a monthly pledge. Both of those go directly towards funding projects for the stream. None of the money is taken for myself. The most recent purchase from that being the wheels for the Wheels South Eastern and Chatham D-Class that we will soon be working on. They came to £62 in total, and that was funded out of money received from the Patreon and donations. So thank you very much, everyone, for that. It was greatly appreciated. You are, of course, all awesome people. But you knew that anyway. You didn't need me to tell you, did you? And of course, for those that don't remember, the K's are going to be our, well, that never happened, rake of Stroudleys in umber and white livery. I currently only have 2 K's carriages, so I do need to get some more to make a full rake of them. And of course, when I'm at an exhibition and these roll out and someone says, well, that never happened, I will be producing a photo of some Stroudley four-wheelers in umber and white. So I hope everyone in the chat is doing well this evening. For those that weren't here earlier, do we have any projects of our own we are working on tonight? So you mean if Luke turns up to a show then? I'm sure there will be plenty of other people that will tell me this never happened. In fact, I have had some comments about it on the stream before. They never got that livery. Not many did, admittedly, but some did. Well, I can safely say the Highland coaches are well underway. Excellent, Christopher. That is fantastic to hear. Let's give the brush a clean off. Just looking for a grey for the roof. I've got plenty down here, but my throw's not that good, unfortunately. Heritage Railway Productions. I'm working on Ratio GWR four-wheeled coach kit. Oh, very nice. I do like those kits. I used to have a rake. I wish I still had said rake, as they can be converted reasonably easy into some reasonably accurate Southeastern Chatham four-wheelers of the 27-foot variety. I do need to get some more of those kits so that they can be done on stream and teach everyone how to do it. And also, welcome to the stream. I hope you are well. Working on... Oh! What's going on? Going too fast for me to see there on my phone. Let's go over to my proper chat window. Working on my Meccano Railway Series Percy, getting the marked chassis ready for it. Excellent, Max. Do send me some pictures on Twitter tomorrow. Barnfull of Trains, thank you for subscribing. Very much appreciated. Of course, there is the automated message from the bot asking for donations to the Patreon, as it does. Highland Railway six-wheel carriages, just doing some 3D resin prints for Poppy's Woodtech. Oh, very nice, Ian. Very nice indeed. So I could use a colour called medium grey. Thanks for the 4. LOL. Anyone know if there are any other plastic four-wheel coach kits available? Very interested. GWR to SECR four-wheel conversion, Gary. I'm not aware of other plastic ones, Tom. Yes, there are some articles out of some, I believe it's Model Rail Constructor they are from, that I've got articles from. I also have some drawings of the carriages they are supposed to represent, which were taken out of other issues. And they do look reasonably close. Anyone know if they're in a Hornby four-wheelers? Of course they are, Christopher. Anyone got a spare 300 quid so they can give me promises for a good cause? Good evening, Luke. Welcome. I've been saving something for you showing up, Luke. I hope you are well this evening. You asked last week about this and when we were going to get back on with it, so I've had it sitting there next to me waiting for you to arrive in the stream so we could get on with it. I'm sure there's someone that says that a lot. I should probably listen to them. So yes, for those that don't remember, this is our... Send me a link to those articles, good opportunity to remind about Discord. Yes, I can indeed, Tom, and it is a great time to remind about the Discord channel, everyone. I set this up, well, I made it public last week for everyone. The channel does have a Discord for, well, discussion of most things, to be honest, as well as modelling outside of the stream. It would be great to see you in there. Please do click the link brought up by Tom to join in the discussion. So yes, for those that don't remember, this is our 5-compartment third from the old Triang carriages. A conversion originally written about by Terry Yao some years ago in the Railway Modeller 66, I believe. He unfortunately passed away earlier this year, and we began work on this carriage. I was wondering how the bot knew my name. You and I have the same first name. Excellent. Always good to meet another Gary. Yes, GaryBot 3.0 is my chatbot. I, of course, am GaryBot 2.0. Little known fact, you know, you can't prove people on the internet aren't just chatbots. I, on the other hand, am a chatbot. You can see me being jealous about... You can indeed see Luke being jealous about 3D printers on the Discord server. Makes it all worthwhile. So yes, the last time we were with this coach, we applied a lot of filler to it. Because you can't have too much filler, you can just scrape it back. I'm actually going to scrape this back with the knife because there is that much of it. I'm not sure my file can cope. Pot is working overtime just now. By the way, the sub-overlay text was a bit large for its containment. Oh, what's it now? Filler. Yes, I need to do a similar thing for filler as I've done for flux, don't I, James? And lag. The lag's not so good. I can't get in well enough with the knife. We are going to have to do it with the file. Is anyone else suffering with the lag monster? Yes, you do. Again, these are things I will try and remember to do. A good way of reminding me to add things like new commands that we have discussed in chat is to join the Discord server and drop me a message there. Nope. Excellent. Gary's memory. Excellent, James. Excellent. I would say that my memory is not what it used to be, but honestly, I can't remember if it was ever any better. There you go, and talk to you about coming on stream later / tomorrow. Excellent, Luke. Excellent indeed. Tomorrow would be good to discuss these things. Gary's jokes. Gary's jokes. Cheesiness. Cheesiness is all my jokes are known for. Even the kids have started groaning at them now. Camembert jokes. Brilliant, James. Hello, Lady Alex. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are well this evening. No taste, some people. Indeed, no taste at all. So when they do tell me that my jokes are bad, I tell them I have to tell bad jokes because, you know, I'm a dad and that's what dads do. They are called dad jokes. If I didn't tell bad jokes, I wouldn't be doing my job. Talking of doing my job as a dad, my firstborn is beginning her YouTube adventure in the near future. We have spent a large portion of today setting up her channel, beginning some recordings, and even doing a bit of editing for her to get ready for her first video to upload. She will be doing Minecraft gaming videos. If that is of interest to anyone here, there is a command in the chat, because of course there is, which is !firstborn. Shall give you a link to her channel. Anyone that heads over there and hits the subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, Alex, for getting that in before I'd even looked back at the chat. Well done, sir. Well done indeed. I like Minecraft. Well then, Luke, head over there and drop a subscribe on her channel. So the first couple of videos have been recorded. The first one has been edited. Uploads will be beginning shortly. And whilst just doing my job, Gov, much appreciated, Alex. Much appreciated. You do your job so well, you should get a raise. Of course, you can't have a raise because I don't pay you. But yes, whilst she is, don't, right, I'm off then. Well, you know, Alex, in lieu of payment, I could just promote your streams over on twitch.tv/Alex the Mole. Oops, did I say that out loud? You really will be off in a minute if I do stuff like that, won't you? So yes, we put a lot of filler on this a long time ago. That's not funny. Promises were made. Say that, well, I heard a door slam, he's gone already. I believe, Alex, I promised to remove the command, which I did. I want to see your channel grow and be an uber success, so... You know, so much so that I'm willing to use the word Uber, which I don't do often. Now may be a good time for kittens. It's always a good time for kittens, James. And puppies. Again, always a good time for puppies. Please don't. Yes, I know. I know. Ooh, I did some more stuff on the truck today. Oh, do tell, Luke. I want to build my Phantom, but I don't have any space to display it when it's done. Well, that could be a problem. Make space. That is my advice there. You've just redone that workbench of yours. I'm sure you can find a way of making space for the Phantom. Oh, the bot wants us to drink. Let's remember that hydration is important. We are now an hour and a half into the stream. We are at the halfway point. It is great to see so many of you here with us this evening. It really does mean a lot. And I cannot thank you enough. Because of course without your support this would just be me sat here alone. In fact, I probably wouldn't even be modelling most of the time if it wasn't for all your support. So it really is appreciated. Truck now has an engine in it, prop shaft and work on the front axles has started. Excellent, Luke. Very good indeed. No, there's no filler on that side to file back, there's just this bit of filler. And then we can think about putting some paint on this as well. You know, all these bits that I haven't broken off with the file anyway. I approve of encouraging Gary to model. Thank you, James. I'm glad you approve. And of course you are one of the long-time regulars to the channel, so you are definitely a key part of the encouraging me to model. So it is very much appreciated. I find this very good background for my own modelling delights. Excellent, that is what I like to hear. And of course you are all here encouraging me to model. And I am hoping to encourage you to model too. So, I approve of being background to your own modelling. Mutual model encouragement, splendid. It is indeed, it is very splendid, James. There's the bit that I knocked. So just get some more glue in around there. And she's looking good. I'm trying to finish off print drawing so I can actually print the thing tomorrow. You're a pleasant distraction in the background. Brilliant, Ian. This is what I like to hear. This is indeed what I like to hear. The more modelling going on, the better. So, for those that don't know, as well as having said before, without this stream I would not even dreamt of attempting the things that I am. That is excellent news, Christopher. Oh, and the truck now has exhaust both diesel tanks built. Brilliant, Luke. Brilliant progress. So yes, for those that don't know, I use scale, free link and screw link couplings. So for me, these loops on these bogies are not needed. However, you know, the bogies are not worth changing. They just need a bit of modifying. So we are just going to remove the loops. I'm not a modeller, but I love watching excellent modelling by someone else. Well, you're not a modeller yet, Alex. Plenty of time to convert you and force you into it. To the point where, with the collection in front of me, starting to make it look like someone in this room models the Highland Railway. Excellent, Christopher. That is excellent to hear. I also wasn't a modeller until I was. Indeed, James. There is that point for everyone who is a modeller who wasn't at some point. And then suddenly it changed. Having been a modeller for years, I like being a collector. All you modellers, and I'm here, the only one here, look like an alien. Well, this train I ran was on carpet. Surely the last train you ran was on your computer, Code Monkey. Which, you know, I've seen the stuff you're putting together in Train Sim. Virtual modelling is still modelling. And you do a fantastic job of it from what you have shown. So be proud of that. So yes, there are bogies now couplingless. And our carriage nicely stuck together. That glue has dried. So of course we are going to get the umber paint back out and give this a coat and see how it looks. Okay, man, the thought of running model trains on carpet scares me. Yeah. We've all been there and done it, but yeah. Once you know the stuff it does to the motor. Make sure we've dusted it off properly and got any of the loose filler clear. Could you say those bogies are uncoupled? No, I could. I'm not going to, but I could. And look at that, she already looks much more like a Brighton coach than a mock Great Western masquerading as an LNER. I am so close to uninstalling Train Sim. But then, what will you play on Thursdays and Fridays, Alex? It's weird seeing you brush paint and not thin the paint first. I always thin the paint. Ah, but you're using Humbrol, are you not, Luke? Because Phoenix paint is a lot thinner than Humbrol. Of course, when you do come down to take part in the stream, we can have a look at this and show you firsthand just how thin Phoenix paint is. Obviously, Train has a certain of course, has a certain law. It does, but I want to see if that is actually Alex's answer. Maybe he has something else in mind. I have discussed streams of trains with him before, and am aware that it does not perform as well as Train Sim on his channel. Oh, I feel like a cop out using Halford's car paint for Brighton Pullman Umber now. Let's go through my methods of thinning it. Yes, indeed, Luke. That would be excellent to do. Because, of course, whilst I'm all showing you my method, there is no one correct method. So it would be great to have you down here, Luke, and to show that. So yes, she's already looking a lot more like a Brighton carriage. But yeah, you are a cop-out, Lady Alex. Total cop-out. It's inexcusable. Trains does awfully viewer-wise compared to TS. That's what I thought. Real model making, yeah. Here, Tane's multiplayer is challenging. But anyway, considering it's part of my weathering techniques, excellent. Excellent indeed. Glad to hear it, Luke. I cannot wait to have you down for a stream regarding weathering. It's so much easier and looks just as good. Does it though? Does it look as good as true Brighton Umber? I use Halford's paint for everything, it's great, or at least cheap. Yeah, I use Halford's primers for things. And in fact, Madame Alex, if you want to feel like a real cop-out, I have separate shades of umber for Pullman and Brighton. Some really bad paint today, took a lot of thinning and was stringy. Oh, lovely. Does, and was lovely to put transfers on. It's probably the consistency of syrup. Lovely. Not sure I fancy having syrup-like paint. I will find a way to hold this and keep it on camera. Harry, stop brushing in different directions. You stroke up and down to simulate the wood. Don't go in a million different directions. I'm getting no brush strokes on here, Alex. So, yes, you are correct. But with no brush strokes, how can I simulate the wood? And of course, these panels down here would be grained in this direction. These panels here are not. That looks alright. Yeah, I'm sure it does. What are you wowing for, Luke? My lack of brush strokes. That is Phoenix paint for you. You forget... Oh, no brush strokes with unthinned paint. Yeah, that is Phoenix paint for you, Luke. You forget I'm left-handed, dyspraxic, northerner woman. Any excuse? Come join me at Hogwarts. No. So I say, this is not my skills that are meaning there are no brush strokes. It is the paint. This is one of the reasons I like Phoenix paint so much. It is fantastic, straight out the pot. Well, the inside panels, if I recall, were smooth veneer anyhow. No, I believe they were, yes. But I'm getting none here either, and I haven't thinned either. Never brushed Phoenix paints. Well, there you go. You get a very different finish from Phoenix paints from brushing than airbrushing. It's very strange in that. You get a sort of semi-gloss satiny finish if you brush paint. Yeah, if you airbrush, you get a very matte finish. Tell a lie, yes, I have brushed Phoenix paint. The only Phoenix paint I've brushed was SECR Lake, and I didn't like the result. Oh? And why not? Do tell. We're not sponsored here, we can all give our own true opinions. Share our experiences. It's a little lumpy despite using the new brush and cleaning it routinely in session with white spirit. How very strange. This also, I should point out, is very much not a new brush. This brush is knackered. It is no good for painting small, neat areas. So, there we have. It's on Roslyn, remember? I went over how... Oh, yes, I do remember now, Alex. Yes. I do indeed remember that. So, yes, we have a Brighton 5-compartment brake third. Looking much more Brighton-y than it did earlier. I give up, I'm scrapping this scenario. Oh dear, that's not good, Mr. Mole. That is not good at all. Does look very bright, and yes, I'm very, very happy with it. 48 foot, yes, I believe it is a 48 foot, James. Does look very Brighton. Looks good, thank you both. I have a hammer, I'm not afraid to bash the editor into submission. Right, as we approach 11 o'clock. Hydration is important. When are you going to send those plastering robes over my way? I'll have to dig them out, Luke. I know they're in my stock cupboard. Those are painted with the same paint, but the i3 looks much darker to me. Thank you, James. The hydration is important message. It's an important message indeed. How is this feeling? That could use with a little bit longer to dry. That is not a problem in the slightest. We're running out of places to put these things. I don't think we've had that problem before. Now let me just... There we go, that's better. Well, I'm ready for print tomorrow now, so it's my bedtime. Excellent, Ian. I am glad to hear you have made some progress on that and are ready to print it tomorrow. So, good night. Thank you for popping by. It has been great having you here. I shall look forward to seeing you here again in the future. It's not too important, but if you do, I'll finish Clarestra's. You could always come and get them. Well, you could, Luke. You couldn't. You have my address, Luke. You could very much come and get them. So yes, whilst we wait for the things to dry, we have some chassis for the Linny Stroudleys, which just need black. One of them has black, and in fact, I'm going to put it aside because, in fact, no, I'm going to paint the top and bottom of it black because they really should be done. Would you like to come and borrow my nice big A3 cutting mat? No, I like my pane of glass or MDF workbench, depending on what I'm trying to get through. I could get the other stuff at the same time. You could. You could indeed. There is a parcel sat here for you. So yes, we are going to get some black paint on these chassis. I really wasn't lying when I said painted in the title, was I? You will notice there is some repair work needed on the buffers for these. That shall be for another time, as I don't have what I need to do it prepared. Which is, of course, the ability to cut accurate circles. You appear to be missing buffer heads. I do, don't I, Luke? A very painty live stream. Indeed it is. But, of course, painting is where you see real progress going on. It's where things start to really come together and look like the finished product. So we had to get here eventually. And of course Uckfield is the thing that has prompted it, because that is where I have been able to buy all the paint for the projects that have been building up waiting for it. I approve of Uckfield. Thank you very much, James. I approve of plugging the club. Of course, I am membership secretary at Uckfield, so if people do want to come and join in, it's a great place to come. Monday nights in Uckfield, obviously. Details are on the website that James has very nicely put in the command for the link. We're a very friendly club and we don't bite. Often. And of course I'm there, so there's always that. Which clubs do bite? Not railway clubs usually. There's a different type of club for that, but this is a PG stream, so... Club biscuits usually involve biting if they still make those. I mean, we supply biscuits. They do involve biting. Unless you're a duck. Ducks are, of course, welcome. Probably. Indeed enjoyed one last week. Orange flavour. Oh, very nice. I actually saw some in Tesco the other day and wanted to buy some, but I chose not to. Clubs are chocolate bars, not biscuits. They're chocolate biscuits, Luke. Camembert jokes. Club sandwiches. There's Gary bought the donations. They have biscuits inside. You got to buy them. Ducks. Club Penguin. Duckfield. Hello, Will. I don't think I've noticed you in the chat before just now. I hope you are well and welcome. I do remember Club Penguin, Luke, not from my own use. I was working at the school when that was there. What about minors? We have members at club who are under 16. Usually they come accompanied by an adult if they come in. But we do have under 16 members. So here we are in a place of lots of progress. That's a lot of stuff we've worked on tonight. And I think it's all in shot. Now that I've moved the bottle of thinners out the way. It is indeed, yes. I remember Club Penguin. Yeah, you're young enough to know Club Penguin as a thing for yourself, though, Luke. I remember it because I worked as network manager in a school when it was popular. Thought you were talking about coal miners. Not that I'm aware of. Not miners. I approve of places with lots of progress. They are the best sorts of places. They are, James. What on earth is Club Penguin? It was a very early form of social network for children. It was a terrible idea and should never have been allowed. Under 16 members, that's not a lot of people. Yes, I know where the door is. But sort of 1830s holiday for people who like cold weather. Gary will be explaining better than I will. As I say, it was a very early social network for children. And as I worked in the IT department of a school when it was popular, it was just one of many things I had to become familiar with, whether I liked it or not. So the next thing we need for this, the i3 getting more progress, is some cream paint for in the cab, which I have around here somewhere in this box of paints. It's the least organised box of paints ever. This looks like the one I use. Oh, I know that feeling. Indeed, Christopher. You know my pain. But remember, I was a level above where you currently are. And it wasn't any better. Online video game social network made by Disney, now defunct, 2000 generation. I have a huge amount of nostalgia for it. Yes, yes they will. The first game many kids played. Poor them. Poor them indeed. I don't remember Club Penguin at all. Well, that genuinely surprises me, Alex. I do think my box of paints is unorganised, Luke. And I'm willing to fight for my right to... Oh, wait, no, sorry. Not party. Say that my box of paints is unorganised. I wonder how many people don't get that reference in my chat. I loved it. I've no wish to get there. Still aiming to jump ship next year. Probably for the best, Christopher. Why did you dislike Club Penguin so? Just because of my job running the school network. For a while, it wasn't. It was decided that it was safe to use for the children in school, but it meant that everything had to be monitored and policed, which was my job as network manager. there was lots of monitoring and policing of it. Then it eventually got blocked because it was being used too much in lesson time. Which of course meant I got the flack from the students of, why have you blocked this? Well, because you lot can't get off of it during your lessons and the teachers have had enough of it. But we're not in lesson now, can't you unblock it? No. And just all these sorts of things. Once you've worked in a school in that sort of position, it gets irritating. I was around for it but never got in. Now Minecraft on the other hand. Minecraft's great. And talking of Minecraft, for those that haven't heard, my daughter is starting a YouTube channel devoted to Minecraft. We have been working on her first videos today. We have been setting up her channel artwork and such. And a link to her channel can be found by putting in the command that Alex has already beat me to it, firstborn, as has Christopher. Well done, guys. Because he was the one forced to block it on the school server. All the sad kids. Yeah, me fail English, that's impossible. Beastie Boys. Yeah, indeed, it was a Beastie Boys reference, Christopher. I was brought up well, Gary, so naturally I get the reference. Good. You were the mean man who made all the children cry when you blocked Club Penguin. I was, Will. That was me. When I was at school, everything not educational was automatically blocked. It was the same at college, but we got round that easily. Yeah, see, people that got round these things, I also had to deal with, Alex. Same. Oh yeah, normal story in schools. Gets loved, gets overused, gets blocked, banned. Same with every other fad. Indeed, my school blocks any railway site I go to. Well, that's a bit rubbish of them, Will. I'll tell you what though, that job wasn't all bad. It was very rewarding working with the kids most of the time. And it is where I first learnt my love of audio-video stuff. Audio and video stuff. I'm getting there with the English. Someone that worked at a school should be better at English, you say? No, don't be silly. So yes, there was definitely perks to the job. Did your school have the issue with a Mario 65 purchase virus? This was around 2004 up here. We had lots of issues with things that purported to be viruses. We had lots of issues with things that were actually viruses because the county council made us use McAfee. I imagine there was a constant stream of similar things though. Indeed, there is indeed, Code Monkey. I don't really remember stuff being blocked when I was at primary. Stuff was banned. RM Web Flickr even blocked the NRMS website. I remember eBay was blocked when I was at high school. We only blocked things when they got abused. Obviously there was a certain amount of websites that had to be blocked, but outside of those sorts of websites, we only blocked things if we had to. In college, I just take my phone and look at whatever I want. Disgraceful, Luke. Last year, someone hacked the PC system at college. See, we never got that. No one ever got past my security. I ran a tight ship. So we all had to change our passwords. I'll bet that... Oh, yes, I remember you mentioning that, Luke, and it didn't sound like a hack at all. It sounded more like your your college overreacting. Working with the kids equals watching them cry over Pub Penguin, falling to their knees after building 12 pyramids in your name, wishing you would stop blocking things. No, Harry, I used to, on top of my work as a IT technician and then later network manager, I also used to do the occasional bit of teaching kids to code. So I ran a club dedicated to making computer games. The kids loved that, and I thought that was great. And this was before schools taught coding as part of the curriculum. There was no... They never even taught kids how to make websites. So, you know, the fact I was sitting there teaching them how to make their own computer games, it was brilliant. I loved every minute of it, and so did they. And then I got into the AV stuff for the productions the school put on and for the assemblies and stuff, and that was great. And that was all work with the kids getting that all running. Did I mention it, Mike? You did mention it. So as well as being the cruel guy who blocked Club Penguin, I was also the cool guy who taught them how to make their own games to replace Club Penguin. The only way I know to get around high school security is using German, French, Bing. Well, don't let them know that. Coding sounds just as bad in my opinion. No, they loved it. I had my little group of nerds and they loved it. Remember to smash the like button over and show your appreciation and support for our host. Oh, thank you, Alex. That would be great. Kill, don't snitch. No, I don't. When I started my main website, it was high school. Might still be up there on the internet. Never finished it. Good luck if you can find it. I'll tell you what. Saying, oh, kill, don't snitch. One of... If you do find it, I will be amazed. I won't be looking for it, Luke. One of the kids I was teaching to code and make games, he made a game that a few people saw and they loved it. They thought it looked great. And of course they thought it would be a great way to pass the time in lessons, realising that our web blocks wouldn't work on programs that were actually physically on the computer and in their documents. So the kids were allowed to bring in flash drives. For, you know, bringing work to and from the school. Which, of course, all they got used for is work. So he bought himself a load of flash drives, stuck his game he'd made on them, and started charging 15 quid a head for a flash drive. It was brilliant. Why do schools block educational websites? Because they're not the right education that the school wants to do. Schools have very strange... Some schools have very strange policies on blocking. But yeah, so this kid, he was selling his flash drives with his game on. The upper management at the school cottons on to what's happening, asks me to have a word with him about selling his game to other students so they could play it in school. So of course, I did have a word with him. I told him he was very clever, there was nothing I could do to block it, and that he'd go far in life. But don't get caught again. One of the oldest applications I ever made was in school using their Visual Studio, counted the size of all files in a folder. Well, that's more than I've ever done in Visual Studio. I hate Visual Studio. Good for him. Exactly, Will. Turns out the child is Bill Gates. No, but from what I understand, he is currently self-employed. So, you know, capitalism, the American way. In college, we got around blocks by having Firefox portable and USB sticks. They never stopped us. See, that wouldn't have worked on our network. Anything that wasn't through our proxy that ran the blocks couldn't physically get through our firewall. So that wouldn't have worked on my network, Alex. Curiosity, you ever have run-ins with cool math games? I don't think so. Wow. Yeah, like, wow. The kid was brilliant. This is all sounding a bit too much like work. But you're picking up all the tips of what everyone uses, Christopher. Because, of course, everyone, remember, Christopher currently works in a school doing that job. So you're just telling him how to stop the kids there from having their fun. Shame on you. Right. We obviously now... We're talking quite a while ago, this is true. Got the buffer beam red on the i3. Know them, of course. Of course you do. You know all of them. And you've already blocked all of them. Maybe it's an American thing. It could be. It could well be. Sixth form college. It's same thing, let's be honest. The kids are just as annoying. Hydration is important, everyone. So yes, we have made a huge amount of progress here tonight. We still have 40 minutes to go, of course. But look at all these projects we've got through. We've been working on the i3. We've got 3 carriages, or 3 four-wheel carriages, a bogie carriage. Those are very almost ready for another coat of paint, but I don't think they will be ready before the end of the stream. Just about. Haunted 2, apparently. It isn't everything, apparently. This feels ready for another coat of paint, though. So, we shall get another coat of paint on there. Marsh Umber Satin. There we go. I'm properly done now. TS can something on PG. Second scenario attempt. One of my AI trains is invisible. This could just be me, but I don't believe your AI trains are meant to be invisible. In fact, before we do that, we're going to paint the inside of it in black, as we have done with other carriages in the past. As the partition stop us seeing through the wrong windows. And the black interior stops us seeing the lack of detail. Whilst you would think I'm safe and don't have to do this because I use black plasticard, that black plasticard is of course slightly shiny. And what we want on the inside here is a nice matte finish. So I will even have to paint the black plastic black. Still can't explain that book coming off the shelf. No, that was a weird one. I'll give you that. Of course, with big open windows like on the end here, we do need to make sure that the lack of detail is hidden. So I'll fly away from it, come back. I think it's something to do with not finishing loading the train. DC couplers, don't get me wrong, it's not totally invisible. The smoke and couplings go merrily past me. Yeah, common train sim thing, seen it happen often. These shouldn't be common problems. It's never happened to me before. Has now. Yeah, as Luke says, it has now. But these are not things that should be common problems. Has anyone told Dovetail they need a new rendering engine? Because, you know, they need a new rendering engine. Thanks for that very helpful commentary, Luke. It's appreciated. It's good that you appreciate Luke's helpful commentary. Because he's not going to stop with it. Not ever. I know, but this is Dovetail. Yeah. I had it a couple of times. It's nonsensical. So much train sim is a workaround. Maybe exists, but why is it a problem? Yeah. You know, you should write to them. Say, you know, I've been buying all your DLC, and it's great to see you adding all these new engines to train sim. Could you please consider the next engine you add in being a new rendering engine? Because that is what the community wants. Don't tell Dovetail they need a new rendering engine. All they'll do is leave the email unread. Well, yes, I know, but... Oh, no. Don't buy Dovetail standards, I have standards. Don't tell them that. You know, the way you say that, Alex, you make it sound like you never lied to someone to get your own way. They made it already, it's called TSW, it's a whole new set of problems along with it. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it has less crashes though, so that's a plus. Anyway, none of this has anything to do with our favourite umber paint. Well, no, but it is to do with railways, in a way. So there we go, we have hidden the insides. So when you look through the windows, you won't see out the wrong windows, but once the light's blocked, because there's a roof on it, you won't see much else either. Which is just how I like my carriages. So as I've said before, I've gone to the effort of making fully detailed carriage interiors before. And I've spent a long time doing it. I've collected photos of the real things to make sure I'm getting them right. I've done everything I can for them. And then you put the roof on and you just can't see them. And it's like, well, what's the point? So my advice will always be to just paint the insides black. The only detail you need is between the compartments to put your dividers in. What you need is carriage lighting. Well, yes, carriage lighting would obviously improve that greatly. But as most of my carriages are oil lit, I am yet to see a system where I can represent oil lighting to a point that I'm happy with. Or even gas lighting for that matter. Does seem a waste. Even with lighting, you'd hardly see anything at normal viewing distance. I'm not going to put people in my coaching stock. You don't see it at normal distance. No, none of mine have it. I might put some people into the carriages that have detailed interiors, just to see if it brings anything out. But right now, I do not see any reason to add it. Tell you something, at lunchtime I wondered about repainting all my UK non-Highland stuff into the fictional scheme. Same with cruising diesel and electric loco cabs. I'm not sure how well all your stuff would go in that scheme, Christopher, but yes. And yeah, you're right about cruising diesel and loco cabs, Luke. All lighting should be fine with an extra resistor before the LED, make it an existing yellowish warm white light, very dim. Mantle-based gas light would have greenish glow and be harder. Yeah, so then this is where I have issues, is getting them to look right. Surely LEDs enough resistant will look right for gas oil. If you do that, lay them over tissue to diffuse the light. But they didn't stay on constantly. Your gas lights and your oil lights, as the trains went over bumps, they would stop. So you don't want a solid, always on light if you're using gas or oil. And there would be flicker in the oil, in the, you know, anything lit by flames, you're getting flicker in it. And I just, if I could represent that well enough, then yes. Make really lousy solder joints then. Brilliant, Code Monkey. Brilliant. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab my carriages that have interiors on them, and I can show you what I did for them. Right, and I return with something that just fell off. You can get LEDs with yellow tint. Yes, I'm aware of that. Oh, thank you for the Patreon and donation links, Alex. Much appreciated. Have the lights pick up through wheels and keep the wheels dirty. D16 might be Air Tango, yes, still in one piece. I 4MT, not so sure about. Yeah, I'm not sure the 4MT would. Incidentally, for power in a coach, do you bother with anything fancy or just bung LEDs in series and a resistor to limit current? For DC, one would need a bridge rectifier too. I'll try AC, isn't it? Not true AC. Yeah. Basically, bridge rectifier. I would always use a bridge rectifier, whether it's going to run on AC, DC or DCC, because of course in DC you can reverse the current and LEDs don't like that. So I would always have a bridge rectifier, resistors and LEDs in series, which I have done before in the past. So yes, coach interiors. This one, some of the compartments I obviously didn't stick in very well. There's a ratio carriage conversion. Formerly a ratio Midland. Obviously I didn't use the best of white paints here and it shows. Which all that has is the seats. Once the roof is on there, you cannot see anything. Of course I couldn't see where the roof was. They've been separated from them. Which was not very helpful, I thought, as that was what I wanted to show. But once there is a roof, even from close distance, there's nothing there. You can't see those seats. Its sister coach, on the other hand, is a second and third composite, so it has third class compartments, bare wood. The second class at least had some upholstery on them. But this is for a push-pull set. So it actually has a full detailed push-pull cab. And now this is accurate. I have pictures of the cabs for these push-pull sets. I searched for them for a long time so that I could get an accurate interior on there, and I spent ages detailing it, even with the roof off. You can't even see now just how much pipework is going on down the front there. All the pipework is represented. We'll ignore the falling off bits. Once you get a roof on, there's nothing in there at all. So I'm just blocking up the top with my finger there. I have light coming in from the next compartment still. So you get rid of the light and there is nothing there. And just after doing these, I thought, well, what is the point of going to all that effort to get accurate interiors if you can't see them? So ever since then, it has been compartment dividers and black paint. Why does it have half a bogey? Because the bogies were shortened and half of that one is sat in the drawer. It's got a knock in the drawer, so I need to stick that back together. I know where it is. I've got the other half of the bogey. It just needs sticking back together and strengthening so it doesn't happen again. Aha, invisible things in real modelling. Exactly, Code Monkey. It's not just TS. The other one has full bogies still. And if we can get some focus here, camera, you should be able to see where there is a join here and here, as the bogies have been shortened down to represent Brighton bogies at the correct length. I went to a lot of effort on those carriages. I'm assuming the Lit Hattons 4-6-wheelers will be just standard lighting. Can't see them going trouble with replicated older lights. No, I expect exactly the same thing, Alex. And it is another reason why I'm not bothering with the lit versions of those carriages. Right. That is feeling dry. So now We are going to do some more on the i3. We're going to get... Yeah, that's all fine to work with. So we're going to get some black on the i3. We've got 20 minutes to go. So let's see if we can do all the black, because that will not now need another coat of umber. Well, maybe on the front here, and possibly this. Actually, no, this side's okay. So just this bit here will need some more umber. So let's get some black on the i3. We're going to want to make our way down the edge of the footplate very, very carefully. And we are going to want to do the tank tops as well. And then we just need to check everywhere else where there is black and see if anything needs touching up. i3, excellent. I'm glad you approve of the i3 being worked on again, James. I thought you would. We want to put the footsteps in black. But just the actual steps themselves. How long did i3 survive SRBR? I believe they made it into BR. Delicate brushwork. Indeed, this is what I have been working on, as we saw with the E5 the other day. I have been working very hard on my ability to paint freehand. And so I've been learning lots of tips for keeping your hands steady. Or if not steady, at least wobbling the same as the model. Mid-50s, fair enough. So potential RTR one day then. Mainstream RTR, yes. They do already exist RTR from 00 Works. Of course, if you count 00 Works as actual ready-to-run availability or not is up to you. I do not like to think of something being made by Double O Works as being something available ready to run personally, because they are such a limited run and the detail is not great on them, and neither is the electrical system, which is one of the hardest to DCC that there is. They are purposely designed to make DCC awkward, in fact. And when you mix that with the prices they are sold for, I personally don't count it. I've heard they're not good runners. Yeah, I know about these. I would never buy from them, to be honest. Yeah, neither would I. And if their running isn't great, as Lady Alex says, then that's even worse. But things that Double O Works make do tend to show up from the main manufacturers at some point in the future. So there is hope. So yes, we now need to get the tank tops painted. I'm going to continue with my very small brush. I've had a few of their engines, D15, K10, haven't tried to DCC fit them yet, but have not had running problems. Well, no running problems is good. Yes, I have heard some people claim they are impossible to DCC. However, I would argue that nothing is impossible to DCC. Yeah, hopefully increases the chances of an RTR2F. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Hello again, worked on my Hornby O-gauge Percy, may have some SPD switches from Arch chassis, couldn't get the motor to move with the resistor. Well, I'm sure you will get there with it, Max. We have worked on quite a few things this evening. For Double O Works 2F that I purchased second hand, no idea if it works as it came to me in bits. Somebody in my club's managed DCC sound to an N-gauge class 03, so I doubt that an O D15 is impossible to DCC fit. Exactly, James. Well, battery operated lowest 1, you can't DCC. Yes, you can. You can definitely DCC battery operated locos. In fact, it's been done several times. Bet you could with some lots of funny. You can DCC live Steam. You can indeed DCC live Steam. That has also been done. So battery would be less problematic. Yep. Read about that. Yep. Was watching on Don's iPad. Oh, fair enough, Max. But yeah, you DCC battery powered stuff has indeed been done. You have your controller fitted to a wireless transmitter. Inside the locomotive you have a battery that connects to your wireless receiver and then onwards to a digital chip. So that your chip can receive messages that way. Obviously the wireless receiver needs to be a bit special to break down and send out in DCC, but it's been done. And if you would, and your motor will run on whatever voltage your battery is sending. So it doesn't even have to be 16 volt. Yeah, who remembers Hornby live stream? I don't, Luke, I was living under a rock. Commenting on my phone. Fair enough, Matt. Yeah, my full brake now has paint on it and filling the windows has made a difference to the finish. Excellent, Christopher. It's a big thing a few years ago. One day just disappeared off the face of the earth, or at least it felt like it. Meant computer this time. I do wonder what Hornby's live stream would be today. The club that specialises in 00 live stream, which indeed Hornby ever bring back. Highly doubt it. Very doubtful. Interesting. I imagine that isn't that large of a club. No, I've seen some very nice 00 live stream layouts. Just to get on the really impressive stuff, I've seen 009 live stream. That really was impressive. So these smaller scale, so you know, these things can be done. I wouldn't want to have to engineer 009 live stream, but it is nice knowing that someone has. Live stream seemed very gimmicky, very, very expensive, impressive but expensive. Yes, Harry, I was watching on the computer. Okay, Max. Yeah, seen that too. 009 live stream. Wow. Yes, Luke. Wow is exactly the right word for it. I've seen live stream 009 as well. It's witchcraft. Yes, yes it is, Harry. There is no other word for it than witchcraft. You are quite correct there. Anything will give off smoke just like live stream does if you operate it badly enough. This is true. Seen those 009 live stream videos, very beautiful pieces of machinery. Yes, Max, yes they are. I'm jealous of the owners. Well, Max, you don't need to be jealous. You just need to learn how to do it for yourself and then you can be the owner of such a thing. Don't be jealous of the owners, become one of them. There we go. So the next thing we're going to need for the i3 is not that one. That's the only one I didn't want to pull out of there. There's one. Genuinely concerned that I can't. There it is. Silver and gold. So we're going to start with a bit of silver. I'm just going to wipe the thinners off of this brush. And then not be able to hang the duster back up, because shock horror, dusters aren't actually meant to be hung up. There we go, it has opened. These get stuck very easily. And so the buffer heads that we before painted black actually want to be silver. So that is what they are getting. I mean, they want to be silver with a big black splodge on the end, but still, they want to be silver. I think I've come up with a revolutionary idea that made live steam look sick. Aldersgate is going to be live electric. That's right, electric trains actually running on electricity. That's incredible, Alex. That's a radical idea if I ever did hear one. I can't wait to see it happen. Who'd have thought we'd ever have model trains running on electricity? And model electrics of all things. Seen Hornby O-Gauge live steam online, very beautiful, need to find video again. O-Gauge live steam isn't as impressive, there's a lot more room there. A lot more room. So yes, that will do for the silver. Oh, it's the mobile, they have overhead wires. No, they weren't overhead, Max. Overhead would be wrong. Probably patent it now to stop anyone nicking the idea. You should, Alex. You definitely should. I'd hate someone to get in there and steal your idea of using electricity to run model trains. I don't know how you come up with these things. Gauge 1 live steam is the norm. It is indeed, Luke. It's still very impressive, though. You want N-gauge live steam? No, I don't. Right, this one really does get stuck. There we go, got it. On a more... Would the i3s have their buffers polished metal or silver painted? Just, they wouldn't be painted, they were just metal. And of course we want a nice gold, just pick out the whistle. And then we want black paint all over our hands to get on the roof. But doesn't she look great? That would be nice. No, Tinyware Metro. I'm sure there's a nice layout of the Tinyware Metro if I remember correctly. The prototype continues to pick up power from the third rail. Now she's going, why don't you polish the white metal? Because it wouldn't come up as well as putting silver on them. Think about it, it's probably some evidence online somewhere, very likely. No, it won't, Matt's just being sarcastic. Looking marvellous. Splendid. Thank you, guys. I am very happy with how we're looking. Obviously, we need to get the umber touched up just on here, so we're going to try and get that done tonight, and that will be our final job. So the LU used 4 rails. It did indeed use 4 rails. That'll be our final job for tonight. We're going to have a bit of a special stream next week. So we'll be putting all these projects aside. Because of course next Sunday is not just any Sunday. So there will be projects relating to that next week. That side is fine. So it shall now be 2 weeks until we see the i3 again. But when we do see the i3 again, it will be time to add the lining umber around the outside of the panels and start working on the transfers. What's next Sunday? It's Remembrance Sunday next Sunday, James. Excellent, very much looking forward to that. Yes, so I have been planning something a bit special for Remembrance Sunday. What will we do in this Remembrance Sunday? Well, I would like you to look at my temporary profile picture. There's a very nice logo in there that never got its final transfers. They were never delivered by Railtech. I'm not sure if I should name them, but I am. They were supposed to be delivered before last Remembrance Day, so there's that. If he's got open new models and War Department stuff then. So if Mr. Railtech wants to get upset with me saying his name on stream, you know what? I've got the emails to show everything. They never arrived, so I have taken to, I'm going to make my own, and we shall have a look at my transfers next week that I make. And they shall be done for remembrance. And it shall finally get its proper transfers on it. An L-Class. Indeed an L-Class. An L-Class in photographic grey. The loco is waiting for... So it's still got the temporary transfers on it. It is waiting for its final transfers, and next week it shall finally get them. So, it's waited long enough for them. So I think next week we shall see the L-Class receive some transfers. And then, as I say, in 2 weeks' time we'll be back to the i3. We shall get the lining umber on it. We'll probably look some more at the other projects we've got on here whilst doing that, as obviously we'll need to let the lining umber dry. And then it will be time to start work using Ian's fantastic transfers, which can be got from his website for EB models. Those were very impressive locos. I do like the large tanks. Yes, they were indeed. So yes, thank you for coming along, everyone. It has been absolutely fantastic having you all here. You have been wonderful as always. I have loved every minute of it. You have been great company. Please do keep modelling. Remember, we have a Discord server you can join to keep the conversation going throughout the week. So, thank you for coming, everyone. I shall see you next week. Bye for now.